up, guys? I did a mod to my Marmot today, and I'll show you what I did, explain the reason why. So let's get to it. Here's the mod I did. If you can see, I have drilled a hole through my XT60 connector and put a safety pin in it, or not you can put a safety pin. This is an old clip I used to use when I was go-kart racing, but this will work just the same. It's just a safety pin. And there's also a hole in this piece, as you can see, and you just got to make sure you get it right dead center, and you shouldn't have no problems. There's no way it can short nothing out. Even if it did touch, even if it did, something was to happen and you had a bad crash and it tried to jerk it out, and it would most likely only touch one pin. If you crashed that hard anyway, it would probably tear your battery up or jerk your wires in two to start with. I know a lot of people are going to say, I want my battery to disconnect if I crash, because if you crash that hard, it's going to rip and the battery don't disconnect, it's going to rip out the wires of the battery, or it's going to rip off the board. Well, I disagree. If you're like me and you're running two battery straps, that's going to take most of the force. If you crash hard enough to break both of those battery straps and make the battery come off, then most of that force is going to be already gone, because the battery straps have took up the force of them breaking. So your battery, sure, it might break the straps and your battery might fling off to the side over here somewhere and lay, but that might be just enough to unplug the battery then. And you guys know I lost this thing the other day. I crashed, it flipped upside down, and when I did find it the next day, this is the way I found it. Battery was still in there, but it was unplugged. Okay. The day I lost it, I lost it about dinner time, and I searched the whole rest of the day looking for it. Now, if that battery hadn't have come unplugged, I walked right by it several times and never knew it was over there in the brush. But I was walking around with my transmitter and my goggles trying to get a signal. If the battery hadn't have come unplugged, I would have had video feed still. And I'm only running about a 200 milliwatt VTX, so if once I'd have got video feed, I've found my drone several times before just by using my goggles, because you can tell with the static. You can even cup your hand across the antenna to make it even less range, and then you can hone in on it. And or you can blip your throttle, but if it's unplugged, you got no way in hell of finding the thing. I used to try to put a wire tie, strap these two together, but then you got to use so many wire ties and you got to cut them. It takes too long. Using a bread tie is an idea, but you're talking about trying to feed it through there between each two wires on each thing, and then twisting it together and then hoping that holds. This is very sturdy. This is not going to break. I mean, the plastic might break, but this pin ain't coming out. I mean, if it crashed hard enough that it broke both battery straps, if it wasn't strapped on good, maybe just one battery strap, yeah, it might yank the wires loose from the thing. Okay, but if that happened, I'd have lost my drone anyway. But if I crash and the battery flings off and it just would have unplugged the battery, I'm still losing my drone. At least this way, with it plugged up, I got a far better chance of finding that sucker. And I got $312 exactly in this drone. That's everything except battery and this run camera right here. If you take those two off, it's $312 in that thing. I cannot afford to lose that. And guys, if you don't have one of them special kind of clips like this, if you don't have one of these, you can take one of these kind of safety pins, a big long one, because you need a big long one, because you need the wire to be stiff enough that it won't just bend real easy, and you can cut it and make your own. You see the difference in the length? I mean, I just made a big one short by making my own, and it works just as well. Alright, let me pause this a minute, guys. I'm going to plug it up and show you what it looks like with it plugged up. Alright, guys, there's what it looks like with the safety pin in it. It's perfectly safe. I just think this is going to save me someday. I can just see another day of me losing it, but this time the battery stays in. It don't come unplugged. Even if the battery does break the straps, it's still going to stay hooked up. I've got it secured to the frame down here really good, the wires. Oh shit, scared me. I forgot I got the beepers on. And that's another thing. With it beeping, I might be able to find it. If it comes unplugged, I won't hear no beep or nothing. So, alright guys, I just wanted to show you my mod. I hope somebody else can use this idea to maybe save their drone someday. Hope you guys have a great day and take it easy.